The first time I saw him, I thought he was trouble. And no wonder he was my best friend's brother, Mark. With his tousled dark hair and a smile that could charm the most steadfast hearts, he was always the one everyone noticed. But that was the problem. He belonged to Simone, my closest friend, and I was committed to never crossing that line. Yet, life has a way of flipping the script. The summer night of Simone's birthday party, the air was thick with laughter and the scent of her favorite wine. I was there, pouring drinks, sharing jokes, and keeping a brave face as Mark's gaze lingered on me longer than it should have. I felt the warmth spread through me, a spark that was both thrilling and terrifying. As the guests trickled out, Simone pulled me aside. "I hate to ask, but can you help Mark with something? He's had a rough few days," she said, concern etching her features. I nodded, not fully aware of what I was stepping into. When I found Mark in the study, the atmosphere was heavy with unspoken words. "Hey, thanks for coming," he murmured, his voice low and smooth, striking a chord in the quiet room. I leaned against the doorframe, anxiety fluttering in my stomach. That night, the air was electric as we talked about everything and nothing. But each laugh, each shared memory felt like a dare, pulling us closer to a line we both knew we shouldn't cross. Days turned into weeks, and my resolve began to waver. We spent more time together, each casual touch searing into my skin, each lingering glance igniting a fire in my chest. It didn't help that Simone was busy with work, leaving us to navigate our tangled emotions alone, me pretending nothing was brewing beneath the surface. One rainy afternoon, we found ourselves alone again. Mark was fixing a broken lamp while I lounged in the living room, studying the way his strong hands moved with ease. My heart pounded as I considered the secrecy of our connection, pulling me like a moth to a flame. "Do you ever think about, what if?" he suddenly asked, breaking the silence. The question hung between us, thickening the air, igniting a spark of wild possibilities. What if we had met under different circumstances? I could hardly breathe. "You know we can't," I replied, my voice shaky. Yet, part of me longed to lean into that moment, to fall into the depths of desire that shimmered in his deep-set eyes. Before I could gather my thoughts, he stepped closer, his breath mingling with mine. The world around us faded, there was just him, just us, standing on the precipice. Suddenly, the door swung open and Simone entered, her laughter filling the space like a bright light. I stepped back, my heart racing, fear crashing over me like a wave. Had she seen? Did she know? The tension in the room turned brittle, and I forced a smile, hoping it masked the chaos within. But as the days went by, every secret meeting felt like a tightening noose. I was trapped, teetering on the edge of betrayal, craving something I knew I shouldn't want. Then everything unraveled one crisp evening when Simone casually dropped a bombshell. "Did you know Mark's seeing someone?" she asked, a glint of innocence in her eyes. My heart plummeted. "He didn't mention it, but I think it's serious." The blood rushed in my ears, drowning out her words. "Who?" I managed to whisper, my mind racing through every possibility. "I can't say," she replied lightly, unaware of the storm brewing in me. "But it's someone he really likes. He seems," she paused, searching for the right word. "Happy." Happy. It felt like a knife slicing through the connection we'd built. Was all our time together for nothing? Anguish rolled through me, every stolen moment I treasured now tainted with uncertainty. I decided to confront him, but when I found him, a sense of calm washed over me, despite the turmoil inside. "I heard about you and someone new," I said, my voice steady, hiding the tempest beneath the surface. He looked me in the eye, his expression unreadable. "It's complicated," he said slowly, letting the words linger. "I care about her, but what we shared," his voice trailed off, an unspoken truth hanging heavily in the air. In that moment, I realized it was more than just desire driving us. There were choices made that had to be embraced or let go. I felt a rush of emotion, and before I could think, I stepped closer, drawn to the magnetic pull of our connection as the world around us faded. Just then, Simone's voice echoed through the hall, and like a spell broken, we pulled away. The weight of our unsaid desires and hidden truths crashed over me, leaving me in a tumult of confusion and longing. That night, as I lay in bed, I chewed on my thoughts, torn between loyalty and a yearning that threatened to consume me. I had to make a choice not just for me, but for Simone and for Mark. The allure of the forbidden was fading, and under a canopy of stars shining like secrets, I knew the hardest part would be facing the truth.